Hey guys, what's up? I'm playing some Interstellar Marines right now, and I thought I'd give a quick review of the game. So first off, when you open it up, you actually, first, you get it off Steam. I believe that's the only way. They've got a website, they've got a Facebook page, I think they got a Twitter page too. But you can get Interstellar Marines from any of those I just listed. And when you first open up the game, this is what the screen looks like. For some reason, my mouse is not showing up, so I don't know why. I don't know how to fix that. But this is the first screen. They list all the maps they've got, and yeah, they've got multiplayer, and then they call it Playground, which it contains all the maps, a brief description of them, and yeah, you can go through each individual map and learn it on your own. And they've also got this co-op poster down at the bottom here. It's pretty cool. I'm not going to look at that yet. And yeah, they've also got this nice sandbox zone. It's basically just it's a room where you just walk around, you can shoot dummies, and you can test out the physics, the way the lighting, the way the guns fire, all that. It's pretty awesome. Next is the profile screen. It shows the summary of your status. It shows if you have spearhead access or not. I do. It doesn't cost too much more. I think it's $35 as opposed to the 25 or 15. I'm not sure. So it shows your name, your ITO status, which is the spearhead or not, and how many points you've gotten, and your rank. And you rank up by getting kills and by earning domination points, which I'll explain a bit more later. Next is the settings menu. They've got resolution. It goes all the way up to 1920 by 1080, and you can go full screen or not. I currently use 1680 by 1050. Quality, VSync, FPS, movie mode, which I will talk about later. And they've got all these post-processing effects. The game is still in its alpha or beta. I'm not sure which one, but you can mess with all these different settings. It creates a huge FPS difference. If your PC is not really up to date, then I'd recommend getting rid of all these and just leaving tone mapping and bloom flare on. They don't affect your FPS too much, and there's a huge difference in the way the game looks. Next is the audio. They got the volume, speaker configuration, note restart game for this setting to take effect. They've got the basic, the mono, stereo, and that's it. And you can change your input keys. You can make them whatever you want. And spectator mode, which I have actually never used, so I don't know anything about this. I've got network smoothing. I usually keep this all the way low because if you turn it up, it increases visual lag, which I don't like. So I usually keep it at 0. I think by default it starts off at around 2, but I'm going to keep it down at 0. So next, let's go over to missions, and this game currently only has multiplayer. As I said, it's still an alpha or beta, I'm not sure which one. So it only has multiplayer right now. Single player, they have a bunch of videos talking about single player and what is to be expected. I'm not going to get into that. I might link a video to it, but it looks pretty interesting. I think you should definitely check it out. So they've listed all these maps. It's got basic map name, map, players, ping, and the P stands for private. I've only seen private maps once, and that was during a tournament. It's not usually anything to worry about. I'm not sure if they will have available servers to rent anytime in the future. I don't really know anything about that. So I'm going to pick a map. And here's the game. You start off, well, first I'll explain domination mode. It's basically kind of like a King of the Hill mode. There are domination points set up. You can tell them by the blue boxes. The boxes change color from blue to green to red. Blue means that your team currently controls that area, and you're getting points for it. Up in the top right, you can see the player list and their score off to the side. I'm on the Delta team, and there's two teams, Delta and Gamma. And basically, all you want to do is earn more domination points than the other team. At the top of the screen, you can see the timer. It just goes down. And by the end, when it hits 0, your team wants to have the most points. So as you can see watching the map, those domination areas just turned red. That means the other team's controlling them. When they're green, or no, when they're blue, it means your team's controlling them. When they're green, they're neutral, and no one is getting points. So I'm going to... I don't have sound for some reason. What did I do? Ah, that's why. Alright, so I'm going to start up the game, and we'll check that out. Currently, there's only one weapon in the game, that is this SMG, but it's a great weapon. It's very nice. Currently, the only attachments or mods they have for the weapons are flashlight and a laser pointer. They are both very useful in these matches. There are a few different stages of the matches, and in one of them the map goes completely pitch dark, and in that it's very useful to have the flashlight, which works. There's some nice lighting and shadow effects. Keep in mind I don't have vertical sync on, so if there's any screen tearing, that's why. Ooh. So what just happened right there is when you get shot, you get damaged. You're not fully dead, but you are damaged. Your suit loses certain power and control. And what happens when that happens to your suit? All of the friendly markers disappear, so you can't tell who's a friend, who's an enemy, and the domination zones disappear. Now you can still tell who's a friend and who's an enemy by looking at their suit. You can't tell from the back, but on the front, let's see if I can get a view. No. Oh yeah, on the front, as you saw, maybe at the very end, they have blue covering them in certain areas on the front. Enemies don't. They don't have anything. They don't have red. They're just black. I'm doing pretty terribly right now. So the match just ended, and as you can see, Gamma got 373 points. Delta, my team, got 0. I did not contribute anything. And to get points, you just stand inside the domination zone. It's pretty simple. And, well, let's see what map comes up next. But so far, I've logged, I'm not sure how many hours. I think roughly 200 hours playing this game on Steam. And I think it's a great game. It's a lot of fun. It looks like it's the same map. I think the server chooses the map. I'm not entirely sure. So I think when you log on to a server, whatever map that server has, it's going to stay there. It doesn't change. But I'm not entirely sure about that. So let's get started. Yeah. There are lights in this game, and you can shoot them out when they're on. They're not always on. And there's some nice particle effects too when the weapons shoot. Got some nice dust coming off. And it makes firefights pretty hectic. When it's a full match, I'm not sure how many players are in a full match. I think it's 9v9. I'm not entirely sure. But it gets pretty crazy when it's a full match. So the domination points are red because the enemy team's controlling it. Actually, no, wait, you do get points for killing enemies. You get 5 points per kill. I did not know that. So I guess you can earn points through kills or by controlling the domination. Up on the top right, you can see me. I have 10 points, and those are from my kills. So even though I was standing inside the domination zone, because it was still controlled by the other team, it was still red. I did not earn any points for that. I still earned points for killing, but no points for controlling the domination zone. Oof, I'm doing pretty terribly. So, let me see, what else? So one awesome thing about this map is the way the map changes aesthetically. It's exclusive to this map, and after a little bit, I'm going to log out and switch to a different map. But this map, the different areas and stages, they change, they move up and down. Wow, how did every shot miss? But it creates drastically different playstyles and just battles. The outside of the map move up and down based on the time in the map, and it definitely changes the way a player plays. When the centerpiece is, where's the centerpiece? Right there. When that moves up, all these other areas go down, I believe, and it changes into a more run and hide sort of gameplay. You run, try and get away from whoever controls the top, and you just try and pick them off. Right now, the outside of the map is up, and the inside is down, and so it's kind of the same thing. If you want to get to the outside and shoot at the other team, or get to the outside and run around to them. And we are losing pretty badly right now. The other team has controlled the domination zone for much of the game. But it's okay. You can also move your helmet up and down, which is a cool feature. It doesn't change gameplay too much. It affects your vision and what you see. Right now, I can't tell who's friendly, who's foe, unless I look at the front of their suit. When I put it down, it outlines the domination points and who's friendly, who's not. Well, it never shows who's not friendly, but it's much easier to differentiate now. So there's currently no crouch in this game. There is a walk, and then when you press and hold shift, there's a run. It's a little bit like Counter-Strike, except the opposite. So that's a bit different. There's really no sprint in this game. There's just walk and run. And there's a jump, but there's no crouch. One nice thing about the jumping system, which will help a lot of people who are frustrated with games like Counter-Strike or Call of Duty with the spam jumping, when you just press the jump, the spacebar, you just do that. It's like a little bunny hop. In order to actually jump, you have to press and hold space and let go, and the longer you press and hold space, the higher you will jump. And it's nice because it does stop spam jumping. Wow, he killed me. Because if you just press and hold, or if you just press spacebar repeatedly, you just do little bunny hops, and you're not really going anywhere, and you're a little bit of an easier target just because you slow down a little bit. And this is when it gets dark. There are other maps where it goes completely pitch black. And to be honest, it's kind of terrifying. All you can hear are footsteps. You can see green outlines every once in a while of boxes or, whatever they are. And this is when most players arguably use their flashlights. This is also when a lot of players don't, because quite obviously it would give away your position, which is never a good thing. But sometimes you need to. Right now I really can't see where anyone is. I'd say that the only real reason I got that kill was because he had his flashlight on. So you kind of have to pick and choose when to use your flashlight, when not to, because it does give away your position. But you can also find other players easier, and you can shoot them. one more thing to mention about the game that I don't think I have so far is, well, first, there's no fall damage. Second, when you're aiming down sights, there's two ways to do it. You can press the mouse button once, and you will just automatically put into aiming down sights. And I'm not pressing the mouse at all. My hand is nowhere near it, and I'm still aiming down sights. So you can just tap it, and it'll go, and then tap it again, it'll go back. Or you can click and hold it, and it'll go back and forth. I personally like to click and hold. I'm not sure why. I think it's just a habit from playing Battlefield. But there are two ways to do it, so it is nice. When they introduce other weapons into the game, it'll also be a lot nicer. For snipers, for example, you just press it once and you can just kind of sit there and shoot. So it is kind of nice when you're stalking someone from far away. You can just tap the aim down sights button and just kind of follow them and not have to worry about it. Oh, as far as I know, there's no melee so far, but you rarely get close enough to someone to need to melee them. But yeah, this is a little preview. I'm going to switch maps real quick. Let's see if I can get one. They're all pretty much doing the same thing. Let's try and get to evacuation, and then we'll find mainline winter real quick. Actually, I'll just click on these right here. So it's pitch black right now. This map is located outside. I don't know if I'm outside right now. Yeah. And this is in the setting of a forest or a swamp. There's trees. There's a little tower set up. It's really a beautiful map. Got some thunder going. And as you can tell, the flashlight doesn't really go too far. It works well for indoor maps, but right now, it doesn't really do too much. You can see directly in front of you, and not too far, and that's about it. It's a great map, though. And with stuff like this, I can just tell single player is going to be crazy. Like, just the feeling of this map right now, it's pitch black. If you just walk through here, it's great. And one other thing, I don't know if you've noticed yet, but there is some really nice effects on the visor. Around the edges, there's a little bit of... There's some smudges, there's some rain. And these do go away on the screen when you lift up your visor. Now, it's completely clear, you can see everything. But I think that's just a really cool effect. And they've been talking about adding in fog to your screen whenever you sprint for a long time, which I think would be crazy. But it looks great. And then one more map, and then I'll wrap it up. I mean, they're all great. But this is one of the first ones I ever played on, and I like it. It's really nice. And again, around the edges of the visor, they've got some smudges, some just other stuff. It looks great. And they add new maps pretty frequently. Maybe not as... Well, I guess more frequently than some other games I've seen. Granted, it is an alpha, beta, whichever one of those. But every month or so, they add... It seems like they add a new map every month or 2 months. So there's a lot going on. And it's pretty tough to find a server or to ever log on and not find people playing. So well, I've really enjoyed playing this game, and hopefully if you haven't already, you'll pick it up. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, hope you like it. And I will leave links to the Facebook page, the Instagram page if they have one, I don't remember, and their actual page down below in the description. I hope you like it, and yeah, pick it up.